Yeah, just to leave everyone with something to take away, from today. We've talked about so much, but if there's anything you can start doing now, it's these four things. The first thing is just think about your proactive breach preparation, which means firstly, you need to know where is your data, what data you hold, what is the most important crown jewels you hold, and then start setting up a lot of these plans and procedures that Josh has mentioned about. It's often part of the ISO process anyway to get certified, but you need to have various plans, be it your playbook for if there's a ransomware attack, you need an incident response plan, who to call. This is often the biggest question that organizations forget. When I come into a tabletop exercise and I ask the board, do you know who you should call immediately? No one really knows which number. And so you need to, as an organization, decide who is the first person you should call. Is it your breach counsel? Is it, it could be someone external, your forensic investigator? Just make a decision of who you need to call and write it in the plan. And if you have a plan, don't just save it onto your laptop, print it out, because sometimes if your systems get compromised, you can't find a plan and you will not be able to get access to it quickly. So print it out, get someone to be a custodian of it, hold on to it, put it in the folder, and have it ready. And also, of course, enlist the help of experts, like us, like Josh as the broker, who can assist you with a lot of these proactive breach preparation. Second thing is then build a strong response team around you, and that often is part of the proactive breach preparation. When I say that, a strong response team, I mean, do you know who your breach counsel is? Do you know who are the forensic people you're going to go to? Do you know your broker that you're going to call? Do you know your insurer that you're going to call when you need to when you need to notify about these incidents? Just know who you need to reach out to and who is the response team who's going to be behind you to help you make these notifications and advise you on the obligations quickly. The third thing, and I think I've mentioned it before, because of how these laws and regulations for cyber and privacy are changing so quickly, know them, try to figure out what applies to you through attending webinars like this, through continuous education outside, through your legal counsel, through attending other webinars everywhere else, because I think you can never say that you will know everything about this area. So continuous education is really quite important. And then figure out which parts of these pieces of new laws that you've learned actually applies to your organization. And the final bit is just a reminder, it's not just cyber attacks. It can also be non-malicious cyber incidents like IT outages. Say, for example, everyone uses Microsoft, but remember, a Microsoft bug or Microsoft update can cause crashes, can cause problems. Just think about the CrowdStrike issue. It impacted quite a lot of organizations globally as well. So just be prepared, not just for cyber attacks, but also some of these outages of the suppliers that you use. The more and more we aggregate and use common suppliers like Microsoft, CrowdStrike, AWS, the more concentrated the risk is. So be prepared about how you're going to deal with that and how you can potentially safeguard yourself or diversify when you actually need to. So hopefully these are quick insights you can take away with.
That was really good, actually. Yeah, just contingency planning, right? It's a basic concept, but you don't think, you rely on supplier and then everything's going to work. And then you're like, hey, you actually need two suppliers, like two different systems, or a backup to a backup. I know Phil was saying, backup processes, you actually need like multiple ones because, if they got compromised, for example, Google does your backups or whatever, and this does happen, you're not protected. You need to like duplicate it, right, Phil?
Yeah, and those the tabletop exercises are really important as well because that will highlight the gaps. So
that's right. It will highlight the gaps in your plans as well. Whether you actually live and breathe the plan that you've written, or it's just a piece of paper with a very nice diagram, but you actually don't operationalize it as an organization. So through all those tabletop exercises, we can assist you with understanding where the gaps are and where you need to improve on.